We had a more lengthy salary board meeting. Not much on the agenda today besides CYS needs-based budget, but we will have some updates. I hope to still be out of here about 1. As a reminder, the meeting is being recorded and will be posted on the county's YouTube channel in the near future.
And I do have a embarrassing question.
Oh, Kathy Levon.
I need a name.
Kathy
Levon.
Thank you.
Everyone else is regulars.
Yep.
Thank you very much. Okay, there's no cause for public hearing or old items that are on the agenda. The first item on the agenda is the CYS needs-based budget.
Okay, I'm going to give each of the commissioners one of these. Do I do that one? I don't know what to do.
That's okay.
Just walk us through.
Yeah.
It's okay just to give you those 2 things?
Yep, what's the...
Okay, this is basically a summary, the first page, summary of the county match, which was the actual needs-based requested, with the state certified, and then the implementation. Our state budgets go through 3 years. And then we have the county implementation, which you can see the county match is considerably less. And then we're budgeting the 1920 needs base. The overall process is basically the same between the years. The only thing is they updated the software, which was a little bit trying because now it's at the state waiting for them to make some corrections. There were some new laws that were passed last year that required some implementation that we put in 1819. One was the ESSA, the transportation to children from their home school, and then to offer reasonable and prudent parenting, which to normalize the child if a parent wanted something for sports or. And we did have 4 providers ask for rate increases in 1819, and those are not given. They have to really write why they need them for the state to approve it. So they did get approved for $11,000 for 4 providers. Then in 1920, we had 4 providers also request rate increases. We don't know if the state's going to, we'll have to wait and see what the state does with those.
Could you go back to the CAC? What's that about?
That's the Child Advocacy Center. We have $400 for 60 some odd interviews, for forensic interviews, for sexual abuse and then serious bodily injuries. The interviews will be done down at the Child Advocacy Center with the entire MDIT group, and then that information will be provided to the intake department to make a determination. $400 per interview, and that was decided.
Did we used to have to pay that?
No, this is new because of the CAC development.
So the CAC is actually costing us $26,000 a year.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's important to note, and I'm glad that you brought that up, that the county is supporting the Child Advocacy Center to the tune of $26,000. I know that it's been discussed at different times that the county doesn't have any
I've
stake.
heard people say that the commissioners have not contributed anything to it, and in fact, it looks like we're contributing $26,000.
Yeah.
We're just going to
In a
contribute
sense.
the county match. Yes, in a sense, yes.
Yeah.
Very good.
I could put the county match there.
Well, it'd be what,
When we do the
10%?
county budget,
Or 80% of that?
yeah, it'll be 20%. It's an 80-20 cost center.
Okay. You done with, you're moving on to special grant or anything else?
No, the needs-based, one thing to highlight, in the needs-based year, there's a law that Pennsylvania opts in 1920. It's called Family First Law. And that would eliminate, we would have a potential loss of Title 40 revenue because they want kids not in group homes or institutions, they want them in foster care. So Pennsylvania opts in.
All children who are in group homes need to be out within 28 days, 2 weeks, 14 days.
14 days.
This is
Or
going
we
to
lose
create
40 funding, yes.
This is going to create a huge
We
problem.
would lose.
Just generally speaking, I mean, administratively, that sounds ridiculous. How are we going to take everybody out and put them in foster care?
Right.
In 2 weeks?
Well, in October, well, it goes into effect October 1st of 2019, and
So in
so we have this
anticipation
entire
of
time
that.
to start preparing for that, to start finding foster homes who would be able to handle these children. There are certain types of group homes that they're allowed to stay in. If they are a child who's over 18 and living independently and receiving services, that would count. If they're in a pregnant mom or a mother-in-me program, that would count. So there's certain types that would count, but for the most part, they would like children out of congregate care and into a more family-like setting.
I realize this isn't directly related to this particular situation, however, but how many, just on average, how many people do we have that are in group homes or that would be affected by that?
All of probation's placements? Well, no. Some of probation's don't count. The YDC doesn't count.
Maybe you're going to ask a question here from my stuff.
Most of probation's counts, and I think probation has 11 children in placement, so 10 of the probation children. And then we currently have 3 in a group home, but 2 of them are in a mother-in-me program, so only 1 of them would.
But I mean, and with the 10 probation placements, a good portion of those have serious
Right.
issues. How in the world would you possibly get?
You're not, but the other thing is not all those children are 40.
Right, to start
See, if
with.
you have 15 children we're talking about,
Mhm.
not even, maybe in a good year you could say half or 40. So it's
Mhm.
not every child, but it's
Okay.
that half where we have a potential of losing $35,000
Mhm.
for the federal, and that would cost the county an additional $7.
No.
That's based on our current population now.
Mhm.
So you're probably talking at least, I would say, 6 children
Yeah.
throughout a year, don't you think?
Mhm.
Hmm.
And I don't know when they're going to decide. Like I said, I'm not sure whether they're going to opt in or not.
Right.
Mhm.
They have the potential to push this off for another couple of years, depending on how
Okay.
the
Well, it's just
state votes.
very interesting.
They want to put money in prevention.
Who doesn't?
I think it's the best. I don't know who's.
That always sounds great if there is money for prevention. Usually what happens is they boot everybody out and then say, okay, here's $5 for prevention, you know. Anyway.
Special grants, MST, it's really just moving money between art into MST, the $7,000.
The art program is working with Journey and is now going to offer their program in the schools and no longer needs to have the funding through CYS, through special grants. So we're taking the money that we were using for art and pushing it over to MST so that we can front load more services and help with the reentry rate for probation and for truancy.
That makes a lot of sense because I know that art program, we always had a hard time getting rid of that money. It just seemed like it sat there
Right.
and it wasn't getting utilized. And very good. And I know that the multi-systemic therapy there are a lot of different discussions about it and it's being utilized. So, well,
We tried that this year with 3 youth where we front loaded and it would cost us a little over $2,000 and it worked well. They didn't go into placement and they closed successfully. So we're hoping that with the
Great.
extra money we'll be able to do that with a few more kids.
Any
The
questions?
IT is just a 2% COLA for 2 providers, or something, that's $2,000. And then the rest is replacement tablets and printers for obsolescence policies, and they typically do that every year. IO, there's an increase of $25,000 because the law says we can keep children until they're age 23. And a lot of that's federal. And then the second page is our actual 17-18 expenditures and where the funding came from, and then our 18-19 implementation and 19-20. And there's such a large increase because we try to protect the state dollars. So if anything happened, it would not be 100% county. So in our implementation, our needs-based year, there's everything possible in there.
Right. looks pretty normal. At some point, are they gonna ding us though for throwing in everything in the kitchen sink?
At some point, pardon?
Do you think
At some
that?
point, are they gonna have an issue with the fact that we throw everything in?
or
I
is
don't
that-
know, we're gonna find out when we have our conference call.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
Is it-
try to give up a little bit, like we gave up some positions, only 0.75, but we gave them up. And, yeah, I think we'll find out,
Okay,
set on our conference call and,
can't hurt to try. Any questions from the commissioners? What do we got in the process?
We just need signatures. Because you need to hand this in by the end of the month.
Okay, and it was, the requirement was just that it be brought into a public meeting, correct? Okay. Any public questions?
I do have one.
Okay.
How many foster homes are in Warren County? That's the first part of my question. And the second, have you been, when you create a foster home with more than, say, 3 of these children in it, do townships give you a hard time about buying the homes because it's going to be, a lot of people think these children are bad children or
We
wild
have,
children?
we have 26 foster homes right now. I believe 20 of those are in county. We have a couple that are in Corey, which is right next door, and then we have one that is in Franklin. We don't purchase the homes. They're established families within the community who open up their homes to allow extra children in. We've not had any problem with any of the townships arguing with the families about becoming licensed.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions? Very good, well, thanks for coming. Anything more for us? Okay. Any public comment while we're, no?
No, I think they do a good job. I just don't want to see those needy children be treated like they're second-class citizens. And
Right.
that's what I see in some of them, because they're in a foster home or in a home that you have people in and out to take care of them, say that's bad for the neighborhood. And I am 100% against it. Every child needs assistance that don't have a parent on hand, in my opinion.
Very good. Any public comment generally for, not related to CYS? May as well take department updates at this time too. Very good. Any project updates?
The only thing I was going to let you know, because you're more than welcome to attend, we signed the contract with Tetra Tech for the environmental report to be put together to close the Grinderville landfill. Tetra Tech is coming to Warren County this Thursday to tour the site with directors from the ANF and Dan Glotz, and then several other people. I believe you were invited to it.
Yeah, I don't.
You're busy though, aren't you?
Yeah.
And then
That's okay.
and Commissioner Morrison obviously is welcome to attend as well. We've done several tours of the site already, but this is the first with the environmental company. Bob Carlson, also, you guys can take off if you like.
Okay.
Yeah, unless you want to hang out.
Later.
You wanna?
You can take a nap.
With Tetra Tech, they're going to come up and do a site visit and then review the remaining well sites, as well as the tank that collects leachate from or continues to collect material from the ground. And then it's the first step in putting the report together in order to take to DEP in order to finalize the to get the green light to close the landfill. So every meeting we've had there so far has gone really well, so I'm hoping that'll be another step in getting the landfill finally shut down.
Good. Any other projects?
I'm sure there's other stuff. All the benches got installed, so that's done.
Good.
They turned out really nice. Everybody seems to be
Saw
really happy with
some of
them.
them.
Yep.
They look sharp. Okay. Yeah. I will not be able to come to that, but I do want to go at some point to see the landfill because actually I have not.
We really need to go do that and then go check out Birds Already. We really need to figure out a way to get that utilized. I keep...
I was canoeing down there this weekend and actually...
Yeah, my hands are too full already that it would be great to figure out a way to get that utilized. I don't know what's good. The landfill's going to end up just getting grown over, completely and like resort to forest land. It would be nice if it would be great if we could get Birds Already rehabbed and then have it be, have like I keep envisioning like hiking trails through there and like biking trails and stuff like that, and have it be like even like a resort because it's a really nice area. But we'll see.
Okay. Commissioner Morrison, do you have any projects?
Nothing to add.
Okay. Commissioners, well, we don't have a commissioners meeting this week, correct?
No.
No, so no need to go over the update on the meeting. Schedule-wise, I think the only thing of note besides what Commissioner Eggleston already raised is that we had Thursday evening have our final sixth town hall meeting, and that will be in Youngsville at 6 o'clock. Where will that be? In the Youngsville Borough Building.
Yeah.
Very good. And I continue to work on Public Safety Fair. If anyone has ideas on who should be there. By the way, are you going to be able to get your crew there for the Public Safety Fair?
Oh yeah, no, they're definitely.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah,
good.
Yeah, we just need to. All we need to know is where to put the weenie wagon.
Yeah, right by, from what I understand, right here, right in front of Lowe's.
Right in front of Lowe's.
I believe so.
Okay.
So that you get power.
Okay.
Yeah, it's looking really good. We've got a lot of RCPs in over the last week. We should be able to have a demonstration of the jaws of life, cutting up a car. There's at least going to be one helicopter landing, which will be awesome. A lot of fire departments will be there. So the RCPs are shaping up. If you have any ideas on how we can market and get it out there more, we know. Oh, by the way, I can't boost posts on the county Facebook page. Can you boost the event for like $20 or something?
Yeah, I can do that too.
All right, thanks. Any other business?
The only thing is just something I wanted to bring to both of your attention. I met with the Army Corps of Engineers up at the dam recently, and they had talked about how they're in the process of doing their 20-year plan, which the last time they did it was 20 years ago, for the utilization of the dam, the visitor center up there, the boat launch, like all of their resources they're kind of doing long-term planning on, and they want input. And so I'd really like to follow up with them and continue a discussion about working with them on developing those resources up there, because I really feel like they're underutilized, and when you're talking about the bike trails and everything else up there, we need to build a partnership with them, and basically the crew up there seem very interested in collaborating with local officials. They really want to try to have a dynamic plan, do some new things, really get that space more utilized. So I just wanted to share that with you. If you're interested in following up with me, in scheduling a meeting, like a tour of the facilities up there, and trying to really build a relationship with the Army Corps in order to get greater development, I think it would be good if the Commissioner's Office as a whole engaged them, just because I think that there are a lot of new people there, and so this is a real opportunity for change with how that space is utilized, and I think the more we can be involved, the better.
I did want to give you, by the way, a quick update on all the projects related to Next Generation 911 over at the 911 Center, as we've got some really good progress updates, and I realized that I had not updated you in at least a few weeks. So the computer-aided dispatch system, when someone calls in from 911, this is the system that is the one of record, pulls up the maps, is the thing that dispatches agencies to the scene, etc. We are upgrading it to the new Tyler technology software through the Northern Tier Consortium, and they are currently building our part of it right now. It's going very well. Ken McCorson has been working on it many days out of the week down in Elk County, actually. And from what I understand, it's going well, and he's actually taking a leadership position and making it happen regionally. So he should be commended for that. But they're still on track to get it implemented in the first part of the year, which is awesome. The pictometry, of course, is done, and it's beginning implemented within it. So now we're actually going to be able, when there's an incident, we'll be able to pull up a fresh new picture of what's there with multiple angles of it. So if you're looking at a structure, you're going to be able to see how many levels it is, and not just kind of a 2D map. Just the roof, yeah. So that's awesome. Priority dispatch is underway. Motorola, we've got a lot of the equipment here already over at the 911 Center for all the agencies. We may need to push back the timeline of implementation a little bit, but we're still going to be installing things hopefully this fall. And I'm hoping to have some sort of an unveiling kind of commemorative event, if you would, for acknowledgement of the awesome partnership, the unprecedented partnership that we have with the state here in a couple months. So anyway, equipment's arriving. They're programming the computers down in Harrisburg, and they'll be bringing them up here in the coming weeks. So we'll start seeing things installed and tested. We continue to do tests with the new radios that we're getting in, and everything's looking very good.
Great.
And then one of the cool things that I'm not sure we really fully understood when we signed up for doing all these things is that a lot of the little software things that we own, the interfaces, are going to be able to go away and make it more user-friendly. So for instance, right now, if I have a scene in Spring Creek and I need to get my call times and such, I'll call the 911 Center and they'll send me a fax of the times. I kid you not. And now, we are going to be able to individually have logins for the agencies, so they can just log in and see their own data on their own incident.
Wow.
So that's going to be a great
That's so
time saver.
You mean like
moving away from fax machines?
It's like the 21st century.
Yeah. And then we're also implementing the new phones over there. So all of this together, again, makes us a state-of-the-art 911 facility. So I'm really excited about it.
Good.
That's the update. Any questions?
Sounds great.
Scully.
As you all remember, I'm sure, at the Glade Town Hall meeting, the fire people asked if there's any feasibility of getting a boat launch on the old part of the old section by the railroad trestle on the Dorcon Road. I'd like to see the commissioners and actually it have to be the city, because if we lose the helicopter pad that's in the Allegheny River right now and they move it, they're going to lose a place to launch their emergency boats.
I'm pretty sure that the discussion is to convert that into just a boat launch.
Right.
Like it's not to remove the structure. At least that's my understanding of it.
But they also brought up that on the old Dorcon Road, where there's, I think, 6 homes and quick access to them, they would also like to be there too. That would give them 2.
Right. There are multiple boat launches. Their issue is that if a helicopter is on the helipad, they cannot launch or take in there. So if the helipad gets moved somewhere else, which would probably make a lot of sense, then we would convert that to solely a boat launch, particularly related to emergency management, which would be convenient, so you can pull someone out of the water, you're right there.
Right. Now, have you heard any rumors that the helipad is going to the old baseball field that was the bar now, or over there behind the cancer center? That was a baseball field, hasn't been used as a baseball field in years.
It's just no part. I don't know exactly where they're going to move it. I mean, I know I've heard that that's part of the discussion. I don't know. They
It'd be a
didn't.
good location because it'd be close to the cancer center and access to the emergency room right there.
I did, however, ask the CEO why, because I think you brought it up. Why was it on the roof?
Most hospitals have.
And he said there were a couple million reasons why, or something like that.
The bigger cities are all on the road.
Yeah. I think you have to. I don't think that his response was there was no way for it to feasibly be done on the roof, just because of this. You have to build it into the building.
But we do need that place. And I hope they do. I look at that location, and that ain't a bad location, but that's just my personal opinion.
I've been talking with a couple of, like Conowanga Watershed Association and a couple other ones about boat launches, just because we would like to see more boat launches and more recreational access to the river. So I think that could easily be a part of that discussion. And after that meeting, I made a mental note of that, so that when we talk about boat launches, that be like kind of a priority, because we obviously want utilization recreationally, but you also want to be mindful of emergency management, because they were talking about access to the river, like in the case of oil spills and other things, and that having something further up the river would be.
Well, actually, primarily for search and rescue, swift water rescue.
Yeah, all of that stuff. Yeah.
If there's an oil spill, that's not where we deal with it. It'd be on Starbrick at the fishing boat launch there.
Yeah.
But I was just curious if there's any more study on it, because it's been brought up to me from the fire department that I come from.
Yeah, I don't have an update. I mean, I know the city was looking into it. Commissioner Morrison stated she was interested in it, but I have not heard anything.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else with the good of the order? I guess we'll stand adjourned. 12:40.
So 40.
Thank you very much.